members of every faith here supporting this mosque and the congregation here. What I remember most about this congregation is that at every Ramadan, they provide to people of our city meat that they don't eat, and they've done this for years. They have given back to this city every single year, and so it is heartening to me that this city is now giving back to them with love and with support, hoping that this kind of thing never happens again, particularly on the high holy days of anyone's religion, but particularly Ramadan. When we think about the way in which Islam is practiced, it's so important to have a place to pray together. So the fact that this has been undermined for this community is significant, but the fact that we have come together as a community to support one another is something that is significant about New Haven. I want to welcome Senator Blumenthal to this area. He is one of the kindest, most compassionate public officials that I've had the privilege of working with, and is here today, and I want to thank him on behalf of the city for coming to this place. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you to Mayor Harp for her leadership, her compassion, and her real sense of responsibility for the entire community. And I wanted to be here today. I couldn't be here yesterday for the vigil. I wanted to see for myself what happened here. And I have to tell you, it is heartbreaking and soul-shattering to see the devastation that was wrought by this intentional criminal act. To whoever set fire to this mosque, you deserve the full weight of criminal law and the punishment of whatever condemnation this community can bring to you. Because this act of wanton, intentional destruction is truly despicable and cowardly. Whatever your intent, whatever your motive, the effect was to devastate this sacred place of worship at a critical time for the 350 parishioners, but more broadly for anyone who cares about the free exercise of religion in this country. Nothing is more fundamental to our constitutional liberties than the free exercise of religion without fear. The effect, if not intention, was to strike terror. It was an act of terrorism, whatever the motive or intent, and the investigation is ongoing as to what exactly the means and the motive were. This act of terrorism must be punished. And so I'm here to express my solidarity, to stand with this community, and to say that we will be with you as you rebuild. And there is no question that you will rebuild with the support of the community. 155,000 already contributed, and more coming, unquestionably. But I also want to say that I'm going to take this picture with me back to Washington to convince my colleagues about the need for more investment and resources to make places of worship truly secure and safe. There is now a nonprofit security program that the federal government funds. Connecticut received about $268,000 that was distributed to various nonprofits around the state in 2018. The program exists for 2019. The Trump administration has zeroed it out for this budget year. I will fight not only to restore that funding, but to double it. to $25 million so that Connecticut nonprofits like this one can be made more secure against this kind of devastating criminal activity. We have seen the raft of attacks, fires, bombings, shootings at places of worship all too often in this country. We need to invest in the security of these places of worship and other community places so that they are made secure and safe. And that has to be a federal, state, local partnership, and the federal government needs to do its part. That's why I will fight to expand this program. We have a number of very, very distinguished representatives here today, and I now want to introduce the Consul General of the Republic of Turkey, who has come here from Boston to be with us, Ceylan Ozan Erisin, and we welcome you today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you very much, and Madam Mayor, for your solidarity, for being with us today. It is extremely important for the Turkish community. I cannot overemphasize it. I know that Ramadan is a time when we remember our love, our shared values with each other, our solidarity with each other, our brotherhood and sisterhood. Today we remember this, but actually Ramadans are for celebration, but now we are showing our solidarity together here with Turks, Americans, with different nations in sorrow, because this place has been so important for the Turkish community. I was explaining to the senator that this is our meeting point, the Turkish American community in New Haven and in Connecticut, in broader Connecticut. And this is a place of worship. This is a place for education of children, and there are excellent teachers who are coming here every weekend to teach Turkish children and anyone who is interested about their language, about their history and culture. I thank everybody here, the people of Connecticut here, the people of New Haven, not only for sharing our sorrow today, but also for their vision of a society which is embracing its differences. This attack is not in the spirit, obviously, and hate is unfortunately has become a global phenomenon that we all need to fight together. I don't have any more words to say. I'm overwhelmed with what we have witnessed and the damage. I just would like to thank you for your interest, for your support, and for understanding the way we feel today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now I'd like to introduce Julio Mouton, who is the chairman of the Turkish American Steering Committee.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Senator, Madam Mayor, Fire Department and Police Department, dear dignitaries and media. May 12th, as Turkish community, we were unfortunately faced with this brutal, heinous act. They attacked our mosque, just like they attacked the synagogue in Philadelphia and previously in different churches around the United States. I'm an immigrant, 21 years. I'm a physician, and I live in Connecticut. I have seen change towards belief communities over the 21 years of my United States experience, that practicing your religion or your diversity is slowly becoming harder and harder. I'm married to an Irish descent lady, Lynn. Actually, she asked me to bring a message here to you, Mr. Senator, that she asked me to bring this message to the Washington, D.C., and with your colleagues, please, please make our lives safer. Our son, Mustafa, he's 10 years old, and he is attending a private Islamic school in Windsor, Connecticut. We are very worried. But the response that I have seen among the Turkish community in the United States, about 500,000, was immense. As soon as this incident was heard and following, American Muslim community also raised their concern, and they were within solidarity with the Turkish community. And as my brother, Mr. Bajwa, he's the one started the Launch Good and fundraising process, and thanks to him and the broader Turkish and American Muslim community, in 4 days we have hit 150,000 mark, and we are hoping minimum 200,000 within this week, and more I hope to come. So there is hope, and I trust and I believe in you that you will take our message to Washington, D.C. And thank you very much for coming here. It was so important, and you honored us, sir, and you elevated our mood, spirit, and you eased our pain. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't know whether, would you like to say something?
Other interns is here. Maybe he
Anyone else? I want to thank Haydar Alevli for bringing us
Thank you.
around. He's the president of the congregation.
Yes, I'm a president of the organization, Turkish American Religion Foundation. Thanks for the senator, thanks for the mayor, thanks for my community, thanks for my general counsel from Boston, New York. Thank you everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you for we have a support in churches, synagogue, all around the United States. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And let me just say thank you to the chiefs of the fire service, and thank you to Chief Reyes, Chief Alston, Chief of Police, who are here today. And they are working very closely with the state police, the forensic experts there, with the FBI and the AT&F. They are not represented here today, but they are very much involved. This law enforcement effort is intensive and ongoing. They will be the ones to give you briefings or information on the details of how it's going, but right now it's an active, ongoing criminal investigation, and I know that they will find out who did it. So happy to take any questions.
Senator, you said this is an act of terrorism. Is it being investigated as such, as federally as terrorism or hate crime?
I think I'll let the chief, maybe the chief of police, is it being investigated as a hate crime or an act of terrorism?
So we're not ruling out any motive. We are turning every stone, but at this point, we're not going to discuss what the direction of the investigation is.
Well, thank you all. Thank you.